Okay, in this video I am going to walk you through how to properly structure a post for SEO, a post or a page, primarily a post. But before we get into the actual post part, there are some things that you want to make sure that you've done before you start blogging or put in the content on your site. This obviously is not a keyword-rich domain. I'm just using this as an example, so disregard this. This would be your Christmas e-cards or fun Christmas e-cards or whatever domain that you'd went with. Anyways, for the while you're starting out with this, you want to go into your privacy settings here on the left-hand side and change this from "I'd like my site to be visible to everyone." Change it to "I'd like to block the search engines for now." It will default to this first one. We just want to make sure that we hide it from the search engines for now while we're building it out. The second change that you want to make here is you want to change your permalinks. So click on permalinks. It will default to the default setting. We want to change that. Click on the custom structure and then put in /% postname %/ and then click on save changes. Now there's a couple of plugins that we want to add right off the bat. I've already got one in here, but I'll show you real quickly. The first one is going to be all-in-one SEO, and I already have that one activated. But the next one is this Tiny MCE Advanced, and I'll talk to you why that one's going to be important here in a second. So if we go add new, if you're unfamiliar how to do that, all you need to do is just type in Tiny MCE Advanced, and then click on the search plugins option there, and the very first one here that shows up is going to be this Tiny MCE Advanced. And what this does is it creates a little bit easier WYSIWYG or HTML editor in your posts that you can work with, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. But first, once that's installed, actually I need to go activate that again. I wanted to show you something before I activate it. If you're unfamiliar with WordPress, I'm going to go to the posts here, and I have a test one here that I'm going to use. By default, if you haven't come in here and entered a post, there's this little button here called the kitchen sink. And if you'll notice, there's all these little buttons. If you click on that kitchen sink, it's going to give you some more options that you can use to structure your page. But for me, it's not enough. It's not enough control, so that's why we're using that the Tiny MCE. So what we'll do is we'll go back to plugins, and we're going to activate Tiny MCE Advanced. And once it's activated, we want to go to settings, and there's a couple of different changes if they aren't made already. Go into Tiny MCE Advanced there on the left-hand side. And what we want to make sure that we do is that we check this advanced list options. By default, it's not checked, so we want to make sure we check that. And then we also want to check this stop removing the P and the break images, or excuse me, the break tags. Also, all these little functions down here are drag and drop. I usually add the font size, the font family, the styles, and then the tables if you want them. And then if you go through there and add those, you just click on Save Changes. And then we're going to go back to our posts. Okay. Okay, so what I did here is I put in Christmas e-cards are great gifts for family. Okay. And next thing we will want to do is we want to highlight that. And by default, you do have an H1 tag. If you click on the paragraph, this is how you can control the H1 through 6s. By default, if you click on H1, it'll typically make that like really big. We've put in Tiny MCE, which controls that a little bit better. And what we can also do there is if it does get like really big, we can change the font size. So if we come into font size and just change it to 4 point, that way doesn't look too big and it's more reader friendly. Now the next thing we want to do there is we want to create an anchor text. And with your posts, you're going to want to be linking internally on your site. You're going to want to be linking externally as well. And the links that you're creating that are linking externally, you're going to want to create a no follow link. This is another reason why we installed TinyMC, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. But for where we're at right now, we're going to link this. Because this is our only post, you really don't have a choice. You have to link it to the main domain. So we'll go ahead and highlight our keyword, and then this little chain right here where it says insert or edit link, we click on that, and we're gonna have a window come up. We want to put in the URL. So I'm just gonna make one up here. If we go fun Christmas ecards.com. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to put in our keyword, ecards. Okay, and then we'll click insert. Okay, so that's our H1 tag. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to put in an H2. So we'll do that real quick here, and we want to do that like H1 through 4. So again, we're going to go Christmas cards, also save trees, or something like that. Okay, so once again, we're going to go highlight, and then we're going to click on paragraph, and then this time we're going to click on heading 2, and then we can change the font to 4, and then this time we want to go Christmas eCards, and this one we may tie it to like an about page or somewhere else on the site. For this example, we don't have very many pages, so I'm just gonna, there again, I'll put it in to the main domain. Okay, so H2 and again, we're going to put in our keyword and click insert. Okay, so you're going to want to do that H1, and you just want to kind of you creatively use that keyword in the headline. This is basically any kind of newspaper you look at. It's going to have subheads throughout the content of a story, and just kind of be creative and use the keyword and take into consideration userability. Another thing that we're going to want to do is create and install a keyword-rich image. So for the purpose of this example, I just went and got an image. I'll show you here in a second. But wherever you want to place it throughout the content, for this example, we're just going to put it right up here at the very top, right underneath the main headline, or not main headline, but the H1. So we're going to click that, and this little icon here that says Add Image, we click on that. And one step I didn't do before we did this was before you upload the image to your WordPress site, a good idea is to name that image the keyword as well. So, for example, it would be fun. It would be Christmas eCards. Just click, go ahead and right-click on the image and click on rename, and then just change it to a keyword-rich image. Anyways, I already uploaded this one, so I'm going to go to Gallery. And we'll click on Show, and I gave it to a keyword in the title, and then gave it a keyword in the alt text here. Don't worry about the caption or the description at this point. What I can do here, well, actually, if you want to, you can go ahead and put the keywords in the description as well. Just something else to do. I like to erase this link URL, or just click on None, and it'll erase it. And then what I like to do is use the thumbnail option, which is just 150 by 150, and then you do want to make sure you choose which positioning area you want it, like none, or left, or center, or right. If you do none, it may screw up your text, so I just choose left, and then I'll click on Save All Changes, or actually I'll click on Insert into Post here. Okay, so now we have a keyword rich image, and if you'll notice here, the text kind of wrapped itself around that image, which looks pretty good. Okay, now another thing that we can do here is we want to make sure that we end the text with the keyword as well. So you can use that in your H4 tag. So for instance, if we want to make sure our last sentence of whatever it is that we're putting in here as far as content has the keyword in it. So for an example, we'll just say, so hope you have a happy holiday, and make sure to tell your friends and family about fun Christmas e-cards. Okay, so fun Christmas e-cards, that would be our keyword, obviously, and then what we want to do is we want to change that to the H4. So if we scroll back up here and just click on paragraph, scroll down here to H4, and then we can change the font size to 4 point to kind of keep it consistent. And because it didn't do that, I'm just going to go ahead and bolden that just for usability. Okay, so next thing we want to do is with the all-in-one SEO pack, which was a plugin that we put in earlier. Here's what we want to do here. We want to make sure that the keyword is in the title again. So Christmas e-cards. Typically, what you can do is just grab the title of the post itself, and you want to do this every single post. You want to make sure that you're structuring this correctly. So we want to put fun Christmas e-cards, and then in our description, there again we want to put in the keyword at least 2 times. So fun Christmas e-cards are a great way to send your love for the holidays. And save trees. And let's see if I can get with fun Christmas e-cards. Okay, so we want to be under 160 characters, so we're well under that. So we want to go ahead and kind of play around with that. Fun Christmas e-cards are a great way to send your love for the holidays, and save trees. We'll put a period. Make sure to tell your friends and family about. And we're just over, so let's back that up a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty close. Just want to make sure that we have the keyword in there once and twice. Period. Okay, so and then want to make sure that we put our keywords in here as well. And there again, you want to go ahead and grab 5 or 6 LSI keywords that you can use in there as well. And while we're doing that, let's just so we come here to the Google keyword tool. If you're not familiar how to get there, you just go to Google and type in keyword tool, and it should be the very first one up there. But we're going to put in our keyword, and then I'm going to click on this only show ideas closely related to my search terms for this particular function. And click on search. Okay, so what we want to do is look for the higher targeted or the higher traffic keywords. But we want to stay away from these free keywords. Obviously, that's not something that we're wanting to offer. So Christmas cards, 301,000. We're going to use that. Funny Christmas cards, maybe. Let's see what else we got here. Merry Christmas cards. Interactive Christmas cards. What's that one? Cards, Christmas cards. That's a good one. 301,000. So go through there and get about 5 or 6 of those keywords for this particular post. And what I did there is I just checked them as I went through, and then you come up here to view as text. Click on that. Click on select, and then we just copy those. And what I like to do is I'll just drop them on a notepad. So we drop them on a notepad and then put commas after each one. And then we'll put our main keyword in there. Put a comma. Okay, so now we'll go back to our post. And we're going to paste in all those keywords that we just grabbed. Now we're also going to put the same keywords in over here where it says post tags. So we'll paste those in and then click on add. And if you see that, it adds all those. So that's a real quick run through. There is a number of different things you can add, like a keyword rich video, but that's the very, very bare minimum. Just making sure that you have the keyword in the title. You're using your H1, H2, H3, and H4 tags. You're linking internally to your page. And one step that I forgot that I'll go through right now is we do want a link linking externally. So, for instance, what I would do is go to like Wikipedia. And the reason being for this is the search engines, they don't believe in exclusivity. In other words, they don't believe that there's one website that is the be-all and end-all. Therefore, you're going to want to have links coming in, links linking to different pages on your site, as well as links going out. So, for instance, what you don't want to do is link to another, like a competitor's site. What you would want to do is just go to like Wikipedia or an authority site and see if you can find a relevant page on there. And it looks like that one, let's say greeting card, that's pretty close. So what we do here is just once we get to that page, we can just copy that URL and we go back to our post. And let's say, for instance, our keywords in here, Christmas card. Okay, this is our keyword. We want to create the anchor text, so we just highlight that, and there again we're going to click on the chain here, and we're going to paste in our link URL. We're going to put in the keyword, and for the, I just realized I've been doing card as in singular, so I believe our original keyword was plural, so I apologize for that. So just make sure that you are doing it singular or plural. It does make a difference. Anyways, we put in our title for the keyword, and then what you want to do is you want to click on this button here that says advanced, and this is when you're linking out of your site. Change this relationship to page to target. You click on this drop down menu here and click on no follow. What we did there is we just created a no follow link. When you're linking internally, you can create follow links because it is your site. But when you're linking externally, you want to create a no follow link. And then once that's all done, we click on Update. And then if you just want to take a look at the post to make sure it looks all right. And there we are. So not necessarily rocket science, just some major things to remember when you're creating these posts and putting content on your site. So hopefully that was helpful, and we'll move on to the next video.